Welcome to Motherhood from the Brain, a podcast guiding moms of preteen girls on how to navigate emotional challenges that are not addressed in school. We share real stories, expert advice, and brain-based methods for handling tough moments. Discover insights to create a deeper connection with your preteen and improve your motherhood journey. Let's tackle the uncharted territory of parenting together. Hosted by professional certified coach, Esther Babazi.
Hello there, friends. Welcome to the Motherhood from the Brain podcast, a podcast that guides moms of preteen daughters on how to navigate motherhood challenges using brain-based methods. My name is Esther Babazi. I am a certified life coach. I work with moms who are smart, successful at work, and want to stop or at least hear less at their preteen daughters. Before we start, I would like to say a disclaimer. I am not a psychiatrist or a psychologist or any other licensed mental health professional. On this podcast, I share the tips and hacks of what has helped me improve my emotional well-being as a mother and as a person. So let's get started. Why do we yell? Let's talk about yelling and why it happens, especially when it comes to motherhood or parenting. Contrary to what we might believe, it is not our kids' fault that we yell. Even though our kids misbehave, we have the power to respond differently without raising our voices. The real reason behind yelling is because of the uncomfortable emotions that pop up during the challenges of motherhood. We are trying to push away those feelings by shouting, hoping it would make them disappear. The challenges of motherhood are like a mirror, reflecting on our own struggles with handling negative emotion. So yelling becomes a way to avoid facing our discomfort when things get emotionally tough. As you probably know, yelling does not really solve anything, and it often leaves us feeling even more uncomfortable afterward. When situations and circumstances outside our control happen, we have thoughts about them. Those thoughts lead us to feel a certain way, and how we feel fuels our actions or lack of action. Yelling is an action that is fueled by a certain way we feel. For example, if you ask your child for a millionth time to pick stuff off of their floor in their room, you go and do something else and you come back and she hasn't done it. You may think, this child is disobedient. I must be doing something wrong. Why can't I get through to this child? What have I done wrong? I am failing her as a mother. When you have any of those thoughts, you may feel frustrated, angry, hurt, and then these feelings will lead you to yell. This process happens very fast. Before you know it, you are already yelling. I just want to take a moment and say that if you experience any of the above, there is nothing absolutely wrong with you. You are not broken. This is just biology. This is just physiology. You just lack a skill. You unconsciously trained your brain to yell. And the good news is you can train it to not yell when you feel frustrated, overwhelmed, or angry. In order to stop or at least yell less, we need to understand why yelling happens in the first place. In our human brain, there is a part of the brain that is called the primal brain, or sometimes people call it the animal brain. This part of the brain is wired to keep us safe. It responds quickly to perceived threats. When you face challenging situations with your child, whether it's disobedience, the primal brain can interpret this as something dangerous to your physical survival. So the primal brain triggers what scientists call the fight or flight response. Yelling can be a manifestation of the fight aspect, an instinctive attempt to control or eliminate the perceived threat. The primal brain is less equipped to handle complex emotions. When you experience intense emotions such as frustration, fear, or stress, the primal brain may resort to more primitive responses like yelling as a way of releasing pent-up emotional energy and regain a sense of control. The primal brain is excellent at recognizing patterns and associating them with certain environments and outcomes. If you have a history of yelling as a reaction to specific behavior, the primal brain may reinforce this pattern, making it a default response every time you are faced with a similar situation in the future. In my humble opinion, the best way to learn how to yell less is to bring our higher thinking brain on board, or sometimes called the prefrontal cortex. The primal brain needs supervising. Left unsupervised, the primal brain acts like a toddler who is running around with a chef's knife. We need our higher thinking brain to supervise the primal brain. The higher thinking brain is what separates us from animals. This is the part of the brain that is responsible for higher order cognitive functions like decision-making, problem-solving, emotional regulation, and self-control. Our higher thinking brain plays a very important role in helping us manage and respond to challenging situations without resorting to primal instincts like yelling. The higher thinking brain allows for self-awareness. It helps us to consciously recognize the signs of escalating frustration or stress, giving us the ability to pause before reacting impulsively. Learning to engage your thinking brain helps you with problem solving. Instead of yelling, it helps you to address the root cause of yelling rather than reacting to the surface behavior. Unlike the primal brain, our higher thinking brain is geared towards long-term planning. It helps us consider the broader impact of our would-be actions on our relationship with our children, which helps us promote a more positive and supportive environment. Engaging the higher thinking brain enhances empathy and understanding, enabling us to connect with our children on a deeper level and address underlying issues instead of reacting impulsively. The reason you are yelling is because you do not know how to deal with uncomfortable emotion. Instead of dealing with negative emotion, you yell. When you work with me, you will learn how to feel your negative emotion instead of reacting to it through yelling and other forms of maladaptive practices. If you have any question, or if you found anything useful, or you would like to add anything, you can send me an email on esther@masteryourwellbeing.com. esther@masteryourwellbeing.com. Thank you for listening. Bye, everyone.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. Your time means the world to us. If you found this episode valuable, we would be immensely grateful if you could spare a moment to visit Apple Podcasts and share your thoughts through a review. Your feedback plays a vital role in helping fellow moms discover our podcast and enrich their own motherhood experiences. Take care, and bye for now.